You've got the diagnosis. You've got service records, every detail of your time in uniform. You filed the claim, and now you're waiting for the VA's move. And the VA came back with denied, or worse, 10% when you know it should be 70. Here's what nobody tells you. The problem isn't that your condition isn't real. The problem is you made the VA guess. You handed them records, forms, and statements, but you didn't connect the dots. And a rater isn't paid to solve puzzles. If the link isn't clear, they move on. In this video, I'm going to show you the #1 evidence mistake that gets veterans denied or underrated, and exactly how to fix it so the VA stops guessing and starts approving. If you're tired of being lowballed, keep watching. I've walked hundreds of veterans through this exact problem. The pattern I see most often isn't about weak evidence. It's about disconnected evidence. You submit a diagnosis, you submit service records, you submit treatment notes, but they're sitting in separate piles, and the VA won't build the bridge between them for you. Here's what you're going to learn in the next 10 minutes. First, what the VA is actually looking for every single time, and why missing even one piece kills your claim. Second, the 6 ways this guessing mistake shows up in real claims, so you can spot it in your own file. Third, how to stop the guessing by making the links obvious, using a simple 1-page map and the right kind of medical letter. And fourth, a plain English playbook you can start today to close the exact gaps the VA identified in your decision letter. This isn't theory, this is what works. Let's get into it. First, what the VA is actually looking for. The VA is looking for 3 things, every time, no exceptions. 1, a current diagnosis. 2, an in-service event or injury. 3, evidence connecting the 2. If any one of those is missing or not clearly tied together, the decision skews against you. This is why a nexus letter is so powerful. It's the bridge the VA won't build for you. Here's the truth most veterans don't understand. The VA doesn't see you, it sees evidence. If the evidence doesn't connect, it doesn't count. A rater is evaluating your file against a checklist. They're not detectives, they're not advocates, they're processors. If the link between your diagnosis, your service event, and the medical reasoning isn't spelled out in black and white, they check the box that says "not service connected" and move on. That's not cruelty, that's the system. Your job is to make the connection so obvious they can't miss it. Next, the 6 ways the guessing mistake shows up. Here's how this mistake usually plays out in real claims. 1, diagnosis-only filings. You say, "I have a bad back," but there's no service event and no nexus. That's just a symptom report. The VA can't connect it to service. 2, service event-only filings. You say, "I fell off a 7-ton in 2005," but there's no current diagnosis and no medical link. That's just history. The VA needs proof the condition exists today. 3, disconnected timelines. Gaps between service, treatment, and today. No continuous trail equals doubt. The VA assumes if you didn't seek treatment for 10 years, maybe it wasn't that bad. 4, body statements with no specifics. Vague, undated, or generic statements carry little weight. "He seemed hurt" doesn't help. "I saw him fall during convoy ops in Fallujah, November 2004, and he couldn't walk right for weeks" does. 5, assuming the VA will pull everything. They won't chase missing private records or interpret scattered notes for you. If it's not in your file, it doesn't exist. 6, C&P surprises. Saying new things at the exam that aren't in your file creates inconsistencies that hurt credibility. If you didn't document it before the exam, the examiner thinks you're exaggerating. If you've been denied or lowballed, your decision letter likely tells you why. Read it. It often spells out no nexus, no current diagnosis, or no evidence of an in-service event. Fix exactly that gap and stop the guessing game. Now, how to stop the VA from guessing? Here's how you make the links obvious. First, map the 3 elements on 1 page. Diagnosis, in-service event, nexus, use dates, keep it simple. If any box is empty, that's the gap you close first. Second, get a focused nexus letter from a provider who states "at least as likely as not," cites your records, and explains the medical reasoning in 3 to 6 sentences. Not a sympathy letter, a medical opinion with reasoning. Third, align your records. Service records, service treatment records, private treatment, and VA notes should tell a continuous story. No big holes. Fourth, use targeted DBQs and function detail, range of motion, frequency, severity, and impact on work and sleep. Measurable facts win ratings. Fifth, tighten buddy statements: who, what, when, where. Tie directly to the event and your symptoms then and now. Brief and date stamped. Sixth, mirror your C&P to your file. If it's not documented, document it before the exam. Consistency builds trust. Seventh, quote your decision letter back to them. If they said no nexus, submit the nexus. If they said no current diagnosis, provide it. You're not arguing. You're closing the exact loop they identified. Now, here is the bold truth you need to hear. The VA is not paid to connect your evidence, only to evaluate it. When your file reads like a straight line, event, condition, medical link, you make their job easy and your outcome stronger. Don't hand them a puzzle, hand them a picture. Next, the plain English 14-day playbook. Here's what you do in the next 2 weeks. Day 1 and 2, read your decision letter line by line. Highlight exact phrases like no current diagnosis, no nexus, or no evidence of in-service event. That's your to-do list. Day 3 through 5, build your one-page map. Diagnosis, in-service event, nexus, put dates next to each. If a box is empty, that's the gap you close first. Day 6 through 10, close the current diagnosis gap. Book a visit with your PCP or specialist. Get a formal diagnosis in your records and describe current severity and frequency. Day 6 through 12, running parallel. Request missing records. Private clinics, ERs, chiropractors, civilian therapists. Upload them yourself. Don't wait. Day 8 through 14, secure a focused nexus letter. Ask your provider to use at least as likely as not. Cite your service event and records, and explain the medical reasoning. Any day. Tighten buddy statements. Who, what, when, where. Brief and date stamped. Tie the event to symptoms then and now. What to say and not say at your C&P. Say, my back pain averages 7 out of 10. I can stand 10 minutes before I have to sit. I miss 2 to 3 days a month from flare-ups. Say, since 2006 convoy rollover, I've had ringing daily. Audiology diagnosed tinnitus in 2022. Don't say, I'm fine today. It comes and goes. Or, I don't want to complain. Those phrases read as improvement or minimal impact. Don't introduce brand new issues at the exam. Document first, then discuss. Consistency wins. Recap and challenge. Here's what we covered. The VA is looking for 3 things: current diagnosis, in-service event, and a nexus connecting them. If anyone is missing or unclear, you're making them guess. And when they guess, you lose. The fix is simple. Map your evidence, close the gaps, make the connection obvious. Here's your challenge for the next 48 hours. Pull your last VA decision letter. Highlight the reasons for decision. Circle phrases like no current diagnosis, no evidence of in-service event, no nexus. Match each phrase to a fix: diagnosis note, service record, or buddy statement or nexus letter. If a section of your file is empty, that's the gap. Not a mystery. Fill that first. Do this and you stop the guessing. You replace maybe with measurable, connected proof, and that's what gets approved. If this helped you see where your claim went sideways, do me a favor. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Drop a comment and tell me which gap showed up in your claim: diagnosis, service event, or nexus. Your story helps other veterans win their fight. And if you want the full step-by-step blueprint for building a claim the VA can't deny, head over to veteranclaimsmadeeasy.com and grab a copy of the Bulletproof Claim. Thank you for your service and for everything you've done. My goal is never to mislead, only to empower you with accurate, honest, and actionable information. God bless you and stay ready for the next one.